Coming to you live, it's the Pudge Report.
Welcome, I'm Matthew Adanasia.
And I'm John Lavoie.
And here we are, reporting live from Pudge's house for the first Pudge Report. In breaking news tonight, Rhythm Heaven Initiative has made incredible steps forward. Today, Karate Man 2 was cleared. Both of the Working Doughs were cleared. And Remix 3, which infamously features Working Dough, was cleared. John, you were there when this happened. What were your thoughts on the matter?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really tense moment. At times I doubted if he could actually get through it, especially Working Dough 1, you know how long that is, but he managed to break through it. I couldn't believe it.
And I understand there was an incident, a severe incident, of momming during one of these remixes.
Yes, that's true. Mike's mom came in and she started asking him about either doing laundry or something to that effect, but she got right up in his face and he just kept playing and he didn't miss a beat, and that was when he cleared it. That very
Still
time.
cleared.
Yep.
Well, that's quite the amazing accomplishment. Moving on here in our reports, John and Matt revisit the old Metal Slug days. Actually, it has double health because I'm trying to be a useful character.
Shut up. I didn't die that time.
I understand. We played Metal Slug 6 today.
Yes, that is correct. We did.
What were your thoughts on that matter?
Well, I knew I would be a little bit rusty, and indeed that was the case. I, had most of the deaths early on, but Matt seemed to be doing pretty well, but I still feel like we got quite a few deaths on, 1950s robot.
1950s robot still rapes.
Yes.
Very high rape factor.
Yes, very high.
Moving on here, in Fire Emblem news, I, this week, cleared Apotheosis. I had done it in the past, but one person died. However, I was now able to do it without any deaths.
Yes.
So, John and I have both cleared it. We've also fought our teams today on Spot Pass, and I must say, John, a very excellent team. I wanted to just rush through it because I thought it was a baby game, but John's team was able to defeat me quite a few times. I actually had to think. And you fought my team. What did you think about them?
Well, your team, you gave me units today that, I didn't fight last time, so they weren't necessarily your best, so I breezed through, but remembering the battle from last week, that was very good. That was a very tough team, so I feel like you're pretty much on par with me. I think that was good.
Thanks very much. And now that we've fought each other and we both cleared Apotheosis, we can officially declare Fire Emblem Awakening dead.
And, on that note, speaking, what?
I know what's coming.
What?
I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
You're going to talk about the next 3DS game. The next big game that's going to sweep the Hangouts.
Wrong. I was going to mention that finally, Mike today, finished Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn for the Wii. It took a very long time to get him to get back into it, but with a little bit of coaxing and with me destroying the shield around the final boss, he finally agreed to use his rather shitty units to beat the game, and he did it. He did a stellar job.
I forgot about that. And we have, let's see, it says here about, 69 hours clocked into the game.
That's correct.
Oh, I feel like it must have been more than 60. Was it 169? We played the game a long time.
I think it was just 69, actually.
Other reports here are claiming that Pudge didn't really beat it, though, because you had to get rid of the shield. What are your thoughts on that matter?
I think we can let it slide. I think Mike could have done it, or his units. So I think it's fine. I think as long as he delivered the final blows against the final boss, that's good enough in my book.
It was a very important day for Fire Emblem today. Moving on out of the game sector. Actually, before we move out of the game sector, didn't you want to mention, unfortunately, the next game that's going to sweep the Hangouts?
Yes.
The next big Hangout game?
The next big Hangout game is coming out this Sunday. It is the new Animal Crossing New Leaf.
That's Shittimal Crossing, folks.
Oh, no, that is not Shittimal Crossing, nor is it Faggimal Crossing, because Faggot Matt doesn't like it.
It's known in Europe as Faggimal Crossing. PAL, what is it when it's released in Europe? PAL? It's actually distributed under a new domain there as Faggimal Crossing, whereas in the United States it's Shittimal Crossing.
No, I think that the only faggot here is Matt. But I think that everybody who, enjoys having fun will get the game and will have a great time with it, and Matt can just, jerk off in the corner and play his little dinosaur.
continuing on the subject with 3DS games, tonight on our special segment, The Dane, John is actually going to talk about a 3DS game that I highly recommend it to all our friends, but not many of us have played it, or if we have played it, we've stopped it. John, would you give us your thoughts on Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, on the special segment tonight, The Dane?
Yes, I will. Well, Matt graciously let me borrow Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for the 3DS, so I didn't have to shell out the cash for myself, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the game. It's a lot of fun, and might even be better than the first one, I think. Matt was telling me that it's definitely not a baby game, because he had a few deaths, and I was doing pretty well. I didn't have a single death until the world, I think it's 4 boss. In the ice world, it was just an awful gimmick. Very frustrating use.
I see we've leveled up.
Well, anyway, it was put you on this cart and you had to shoot cannons at this ice boss as he was going down a little tube and...
I know, it just sounds ridiculous. It's a ridiculous situation.
It was a ridiculous situation, and if you would miss a bunch of times because his little ice particles would be rotating and you would have to shoot them just right, he would regenerate everything, and then you would have to start again, but you had a time limit. If you took too long, you would get an instant game over, and it was just very, very frustrating, and I had 3 or 4 deaths on that one segment alone after having no deaths. But aside from that one little, bit that I'm not too fond of, I think it's a very fun game, and I definitely recommend it to all of the guys, even though nobody really has played it so far. It's
well,
really
actually,
fun.
Chris has it, but he's been a faggot and has given up on it.
Chris, you are a faggot. You should definitely play it if you haven't. It's a very fun game. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you.
Moving out of the game sector, we have a breaking report. More news on this when it comes. We might be going for a snack run later.
We might be. It's not quite confirmed yet, but we'll see how it goes.
I'm having reservations because, as you all know, I'm still on my super diet. However, sometimes you just gotta go balls deep, and I do want something to eat.
I do not want something to eat, but I'll go with Matt just because...
And I've been having very odd cravings, all hangout things I don't normally crave. And if you guys would like to get involved at home, we invite you to tweet us at The Poker Face, and now that's Poker Face, the O in poker is spelt with a 0. Hashtag Matt's Cravings. And if you tweet what I'm thinking about, I have to buy it. If you guess it correctly, have to go balls deep and buy it, despite being on a super diet. And moving on to the last thing on the agenda, there actually is a Pudge tea shortage. Not only are we out of Pudge tea, we are out of the mix. And I don't know when we're going to be able to have access to the mix again, when Pudge's mother or whoever gets the mix is going to go shopping again. So we might actually have to deal with some Pudge tea less hangouts.
That's very concerning, actually, because then we might have to, drink some shitty water instead. Who the fuck wants to do that?
Next on the list is we are actually going to announce a new initiative amongst the friends in order to get excited for Game & Wario, which we are going to get excited about because the Wii U has no games. It's the Wii U mad, so we have to take what we can get. We are going to be excited about Game & Wario, and in order to do this, we are going to do the WarioWare initiative. We want to try to play as many WarioWare games as possible. So Spaz, if you have any WarioWare games, even DS, GBA cartridges, please bring them to the next Hangout. Also, WarioWare Smooth Moves seems to be missing. I'm pretty sure it's not in the game graveyard, so if somebody has that game and would like to bring it to a hangout, that would be greatly appreciated. Moving on. For our next segment, we are going to talk about who was here and who wasn't here for this hangout, in what we like to call the douchebag corner. So, I'll be covering Chris. Chris actually dumped us today for a barbecue. A barbecue in the summertime. Can't really blame them. That's a nice thing, especially since we had such an unstructured hangout. However, I'm going to have to put you on the rather gay portion of our faggot meter. And who do you have, John?
Well, I'm covering Nick, a.k.a. Spaz. Apparently he went to a party with some other friends who aren't us.
Because those exist.
Well, yes, apparently they do. Well, I kind of can't blame him. I mean, wants to have, some time with his other friends. I totally understand that. So I'm just going to give him a semi-gay. He's definitely nowhere near as gay as, say, Matt on this end.
Oh, I forgot to point out, it's a good thing Chris wasn't the ultra-gay tier of Animal Crossing. No one wants to go there. Once you go there, you don't come back.
Yeah, but still, Matt's far beyond the Animal Crossing level. Matt's just like...
So, moving on, and considering that I actually beat Fire Emblem Gaiden and Fire Emblem Marth 2, which John has never done,
You motherfucker.
so that's pretty much all that we have tonight on the Pudge Report. Stick with us, and we'll keep you updated on all of the happenings in our hangouts. Thanks, and once again, I'm Matt Atanasia.
And I'm John Lavoie.
Good night.
Good night.